Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. All right. How's it going, everybody? Think I'm live. Hello, where's everybody from? Calgary, Alberta. I'm from Ontario, Canada. Ontario, Toronto, near Toronto, north of Toronto. Wisconsin. Hi, Rachel. How you guys doing? What is up, everybody? I am like so nervous. I'm more nervous today than I am when I play, like, as many of you guys know from my group, that LaserDude community. I'm in a band. I play in front of like 1,000 people. And this is more nerve-wracking, talking to a camera. So the more you guys chat with me, the better it is. Why is my face so washed out? I gotta fix that. Got bad lighting. I tried here. I tried. Alexa, light it up. No? Alexa, light it up. Okay. Boom. That's better. Adds a little color. Adds a little color. A little flair, a little dramatics. It's looking pretty good. What's that, Danielle?
I was just looking at where people are from. Trenton and Vancouver.
Got some people from Florida. Hello from Denver, Colorado. Hello, Carolyn. Hi, everybody. Hi. How's everybody doing today? You guys excited? I'm nervous. I'm nervous, but I've got like the greatest setup ever. I've been working really hard on this. I got all kinds of like multi-cameras and things happening in the shop. So you guys are going to be really excited, as I am excited. So let me show you. This is really cool. Ready? This is me allowing the room to grow and to just get comfortable, right? All right, so we got this view right here. And we got a side view over there. We've got the paint booth, because I'm going to show you guys some painting techniques. I've got my stain and assembly area, so we can go and finish the project over there and put it together just really quick. And we've got in online. I'm going to show you some Chat GPT stuff. So we've got the XCS screen share on the PC over on the lasers. And I've got like sound effects. Got sound effects. That didn't work. You guys hear that? Oh, I don't have my computer on. You heard that. I don't get to hear it because if I had it on, it would echo through. But did you guys hear the applause?
Someone said they lost the sound on the last camera.
You lost the sound?
On the
last camera. Okay, I have to fix this. The last camera was, I don't even know. This one here. Can you hear me now? You guys can hear me on this camera here? I hope. It says it. On this one, there's 2 desktop shares. There it is. This one here. All right, now you can hear me, right? You can hear me on this share here. Can you hear me? Yes?
Yes.
Awesome, guys. Awesome. I've got this really cool switcher thing that I can just switch all like different cameras, sound effects, all kinds of cool things. Yeah. So without further ado, what are we here for? What are we doing? We're doing an xTool webinar on the essentials for laser success. That's me. I'm just a ham. I'm trying to lighten up. Just like feel the energy of the room. What brand is that switcher? That is a Stream Deck. Actually, so this is all new to me. So we're trying out all this stuff for the very first time. But I am super excited to be doing my very first xTool webinar. This one's going to be just a basis of the essentials you need to really run a business and get going. And we're not going to dive too deep because I want to cover a lot of different topics and just hammer through them really quick with you guys. And eventually, I'm going to be doing a lot more webinars with xTool, hopefully, where we can dive more deep into marketing, finishing, different techniques, a lot of the things that we're going to touch base on today. So, but for today, we're just going to, this is all about just touching little basics of what you need to do to really just start a laser business, and get going. So who am I? Who am I? Danielle? Who am I?
You are you?
I'm me.
Laser dude.
I hate talking about me. I hate it. I am an artist and a file creator. I'm a graphic designer, and I've been an illustrator for like 25 years. So
I need some music here. I don't want to deal with copyright, so I'm just making some music here while I finish.
that was not that. See, I'm sorry. I just messed it all up. Messed it all up. Okay, here we go. Again, I'm dealing with all kinds of new stuff. So xTool, I know you're watching. Forgive me. I'm dealing with like a lot of different like components and things happening. A lot of things to deal with. So anyways, I am a graphic designer. I'm an illustrator for 25 years. I run That Laser Dude community on Facebook. It's an amazing community of makers and crafters and just people. It's just such a great community. I call them my Glow fam. So I help to educate them and inspire. Mostly I just like help, like to just make people laugh, make people smile, and obviously sell my files as well on, through the group that are available on thatlaserdude.com. But really, it's just a very helpful community, and that's where I hang out most of the time, That Laser Dude community on Facebook. You can go check out thatlaserdude.com to check me out. So today, we're also giving away some coupons for xTool. So if you're interested in any of the xTool products, which they're innovative, everyone loves xTool. They're really a forward-thinking company. Any products you can see over here. Actually, it's this way for me. Yeah, opposite, huh? So we've got exclusive live stream coupons today. If you use these codes here, and you can get $150 off if you spend $1,099 or $200 off for the other one. So they are posting links in the chat as well, I believe. And yeah, so let's move along here. What's that? I believe it. Yeah, it's going to be posted. It stays on Facebook for a while. So this is going to be saved and recorded, and you'll be able to watch it later. So we are currently live streaming on That Laser Dude page, xTool's page, xTool's YouTube page, and my YouTube page. So what are we here to learn today, guys? Anybody know? We got to figure it out. We're covering a bunch of things, but like I said, we don't have time to dive into each one, but I'm just going to give you guys the basics. So we're actually going to look at the basics of XCS, that's xTool software, to get you guys going. I want to talk about the importance of good finishing, the power of personalization in terms of selling. We're going to talk about what you need to create products that sell. So, because that's what we're here for, right? We want to create products that sell. So what are some of there's three key factors that go into selling products, in my opinion. So I'm going to touch base on that. How to know what to sell and finding trends and niches. I got a little trick for that to show you guys. And then I'm just going to talk about some social media and some marketing stuff. And hopefully you guys get some good little tips and tricks from some of the things that I'm doing here today. So how's the lighting? Everything, you guys can hear everything fine? Let's just have a look at some of the comments here. Make stuff better. Yes, make stuff better. That's what it's all about, because that's actually going to be the second part of this little webinar is finishing and the importance of finishing. But I need the F2U giveaway, FYI. Okay. Lynn's got her F1 ordered. Nice. Oh, you guys are really supportive. I appreciate that. I'm so nervous. Like I said, I'm so much more nervous than I would be just like doing my band gig, because it's hard. I'm literally talking to a machine right there. You guys are over here. I'm right here. So as you guys can see, I'm a bit of a ham. I just like to have fun. Love lasering. I love this industry, but most of all, I love the people and the community. So, and I give back, and we're doing a big give back right now. Actually, on my website, it's the last day. It was supposed to be yesterday, but I'm selling a mystery bundle of 12 files for $10, and all the proceeds are going to help people in my community because times are tough, and we're using that money to. I do a program where I help people give back and help people buy groceries, pay bills, stuff like that. So, anyways, that's neither here nor there. First up, we are going to talk about knowing your software and your machine. So we got to take the time to learn how your machine works and find the settings for your materials. And a lot of machines have a really steep learning curve, but xTool doesn't. So they're actually a great machine for beginners, and it's just everything's very user-friendly. So I'm going to head on over to the other screen share over there, and we're going to, not that one. See, this is like, we got technical difficulties here. That's all right. We're going to head over to the XCS screen share. I'm going to show you guys some little tools and just get you going in XCS, and then we're going to come back and we're going to make some cool stuff. So, all right, let's, this little stream deck, I'm like all over the place here. It's like doing all this stuff. So, sorry. Learning curves. See, learning curves for me, learning curves for everything. So let's go over here. You can see the XCS screen share. All right. So XCS is extremely user-friendly. So this is what happens when you first log in. You've got your login here, log in, go to new project. The user face is extremely intuitive and really easy to learn. So I'm not going to show you all the features of it, but we're just going to show you enough to get you still. And I'm actually going to turn the F1 Ultra on. So this is the artboard here that you would deal with. And this is for my F1 Ultra. I also have the P2, I have an S1, I have the F1. So basically, let's just have a look around here real quick because we've only got an hour. That's the F1 you just heard beeping. Right here, this is how you import a file. Super easy. So go ahead, we can just import, let's import this PNG to start with. Scale it to fit on the canvas. This is actually a drawing that I did. It's one of my favorite drawings that I did for laser cutting. I think it's the nicest hummingbird on the planet. So, all right, so let's have a look here. These two things show the position right here, right there, the width and the height, so you can scale it here. If you wanted to scale it disproportionately, you'd have to take that lock off, and you can do that, but I never want to do that. So this is the arrangement tool. So let's say I had a rectangle here, and let's just set that engrave just for a second, just so it's colored. But I wanted to bring this to the front. Sorry, wrong one. Bring forward. So very simple. This aligns the artwork. So again, if I had a rectangle and I wanted both of them to be centered, I would go align center, and this is actually perfectly centered within here. One thing you have to note is, depends on the artwork, right? Like I've got the beak coming off here, so it doesn't look right. So I would actually move them over here. You guys know that. All right, so we've got the cutout feature. I'm not going to go in there right now because that takes a little long. If you import like a JPEG and it's got a white background, the cutout feature is actually an amazing feature that will take away all the white for you and cut your artwork out for you. If I go in there right now, it just takes a minute, and I'm trying to keep this as quick and brief as possible. But we'll go to the trace tool because I brought in a PNG. So that's only, we can only engrave that. So I want to actually cut this. So this is an amazing feature in XCS. I think it's invaluable. So I go save. Now I've got two little files here. So I'm going to delete the PNG that's underneath. Oops, come on. Move that over a little more. Now, as you can see, this is now a cut file, which is what I actually originally designed it for. And the part of one of the files, it's a key hanger file and is also a welcome sign for a door that I did. I've used this bird twice, and it was a cut file, and I provide an SVG, but I wanted to bring a PNG just to show you this awesome trace feature. Like, that's flawless. Like, xTools really put a lot of work into doing this, because that is an absolutely flawless job there. So, all right, now we can edit the nodes. So if you want to get in there and start editing nodes, we don't want to do that right now, but click done. Can edit the compound path. So we can move little items out of it. And that's actually really valuable for a lot of things that have compound paths, which are a lot of files. Most of my files have compound paths. This release compound path, I actually find this extremely useful. I get asked a lot by people. So a lot of my files have inserts, and we put the pieces back in. So this would be a frame. This one's a little too intricate, and you spray paint these and put the pieces back in. And people are like, oh my God, I cut this out and I lost one piece. What do I do? Well, xTool's got it right in there. I mean, I can use Adobe Illustrator, which I use for most, but xTool's like forward thinking here. They put it in there, so now I can just grab that, pull that piece out, delete the rest, and cut that. So pretty cool. Absolutely cool. All right. So this is actually a really good thing too. So let's say I wanted to engrave this, the offset path. xTool's thought of all the things that we makers want to use. So if I wanted to put a little backer on this, well, it's literally instant. So I'm engraving the bird, and now I want a little backer to cut out. Super easy. And if I click this, it'll get rid of all these little shapes that are cut out inside. And there you go. So now I've got a backer, and this thing here will engrave on top of it. So super cool feature. Moving along, obviously just shapes. We've got a pen tool we can draw, make curves. Very handy. In here, you've got a bunch of different types of shapes, hearts and octagons and stuff, and as well as all kinds of like little things that you can engrave and stuff. Just very handy to have. All right, this is a lot here. But the one thing I want to show you guys today is the material test array, because that's what this webinar is about, is really about preparing you guys to run a business. And one of the most important things about running a business with laser cutting is knowing your machine, knowing your materials, and knowing your software. So xTool's made this extremely easy. I highly recommend that you guys do material tests on every single material that you buy. It doesn't matter if somebody gives you the settings for your machine. Take the time and run it yourself, because machines are all different. They all have different levels of power. Even like the same machine with the same wattage, you're probably okay just taking settings from somewhere else, but just run it yourself, because you'll get the best results for your engrave and everything. So I'll just show you that really quickly. Let's just put a little A, for example. So basically this will create a material test array. So what that's doing is it's going to create different speeds and different powers for all these things. So you'll get an idea of how this scores. Was a score test, but we can do an engrave test, we can do a cut test, and it gives you an idea what it looks like. So then you can figure out what your best settings is for that material. And remember, every material is different. So, all right, moving along quickly. Got so much to cover, guys, and I'm just moving along. I know I'm moving quick here, but we don't have time to dive into XCS because there's so many other things. We got Atom.ai. This is an amazing thing that xTool's got. It's got all kinds of templates. There's free templates. There's paid templates. But you just click on them. They import right into XCS for you. And just you guys can get started on some pretty cool projects. So I love that. I love xTool's really thought of everything. Last but not least on here, I mean, there's a lot more I could show you, but is the AI make. I mean, some people might find this useful if you wanted to make an engraving. So if I put like butterfly with a flower, just making it up on the fly here. I generate it. Usually takes just a second here. So it's just the way it's using AI to create artwork for you that you can use. And you can edit it if you want. And it's all royalty free. We're available to use it. So if I just grabbed it, or I just import it to the canvas, Scale it to the fit. And we've got an engrave, which is really cool. So say I wanted to, whatever, if I had this artwork and I wanted to create fridge magnets, well, I could just take this, create an offset on it. Done. xTool's literally made it just so easy. Got an offset. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to engrave that. So absolutely cool little feature they've got there. All right. So let's bring that hummingbird back in. I don't want to spend too long here, but I did want to show you guys. Let's scale that down for a second. So we've got the material stuff up here. I'm actually going to engrave this onto a coaster for you guys. I mean, if I wanted to and I wanted to personalize it, I could put some text in. Forgot to show you guys the text tool. So if I did some cool text here, one thing to note, very important, guys. See these little niblets coming in? That's not going to engrave right. So whenever you're setting text, always hit this button here. Or if you're using any type of other vector editing software, you want to weld it together. See the difference? Those little things, they cause issues in the engrave. So when you weld it, it's gone. It's all welded together. Well, we could engrave that just to personalize it, but we're not going to do that right now. So let's go ahead and just engrave a coaster here. And then we're going to move on. Let's give it a go. All right, so xTool's got its library here. I can actually just click. There's all kinds of stuff. I also keep my own library of stuff from my own materials, but got rock coaster. And then what's really cool is that they give you a little image and it gives you a good idea. It's not always bang on, but you can choose. They've already done the material test for you on something similar. So let's go with that one just because. So we're going to take a picture. I'm going to do this on the F1 Ultra. So there is the F1 Ultra. All right, let me put a coaster in there. Oh, the coaster's already in there. Look at that. How I didn't notice it. We'll just make it small. All right, so we're engraving it. We already selected this one. Perfect. Let me go and show you guys, change the cameras over here to the side view. Let's just actually move this camera closer. All right. There we go. Am I on that one? Yes. Okay. So I'm just setting this up. Let me go back to my screen share for a second. Doing my best here, guys. All right. So we will just do it. That. Oh, one thing I wanted to show you guys is the framing. I'll have to go back to the thing. This is actually a really cool thing to do. So if I click framing, it's actually going to show me on the material. Can you see the blue lines? Yeah, you can. You can see that on there, right? Oh, no, wait, I gotta switch to the side view. See the blue line? Purple line? That's showing me essentially where it's going to engrave, which is really great feature. Let's go back to here. So I'm not gonna take the time right now to completely adjust, but what screen am I on? I'm on that screen. Darn it. I know, there's so many things going on. Oh, hold on. I accidentally switched my screen. I can't. Oh no. Okay. Bear with me. I think I lost my screen share. I did lose my screen share. That's not good. I think I knocked a cable out walking around here so much. Sorry, guys. Oh no. It's on my screen share. Oh. Okay. Sorry, guys. Oh, I have so many cameras and stuff. All right. Stop framing. Danielle, you could have told me I was actually on my screen share. Okay. So we're going to, let me just turn my air purifier on. The xTool air purifier is actually amazing. Their new one, wow. Like I use everything in the shop here and I don't get any fumes, nothing. So, and it's not vented outside. I've got the P2 into it. I've got I use it for my F1 and my F1 Ultra. All right, so we're gonna start. Let me switch back to the side view over here. I can't promise it's gonna be super straight because I wasn't lining it up. Okay, hold on, I forgot to measure it. Oh my God, everyone's gonna leave. We've got too many things. Okay, sorry. Very important. You gotta do the auto measure. This little button right here. That's gonna put the F1 into focus. And it's best to put the lid down on the F1 when you do that. So once it's focused, perfect. Now we're gonna process it. I'm gonna switch back, but my microphone is getting caught on laser stuff. There's too much stuff happening. Too many wires. You guys should see the shop. It's crazy. Okay. I'm like ducking over wires and stuff. All right, we're gonna start. And it comes with this really cool little control pad here. You can see. So I'm just gonna click start. And here we go. Tell me in the comments who else absolutely loves watching lasers work. More on that later. I'm like mesmerized by these things. Still to this day. So that's it. Pretty cool. Look at that. Love it. Obviously, if I did it, I would probably do it bigger, but you can do some really cool, intricate art on these things for sure. Like, I did this one earlier. That was done on the F1 Ultra. I also tested my little hummingbird there. All right, let's turn the air purifier off so it doesn't interfere with the volume. You guys can still hear me okay? Is that okay? All right, let's check in.
9:30, just so you know.
9:30, this is going late, guys, for sure. I'm sorry. There's no way I'm getting this done in an hour. I got a lot to cover, but I'm trying to go as fast as I can. All right, let's roll. Where's my glasses? Fun fact, I've got like 5 pairs of glasses in this shop because I lose them nonstop. So I'm just gonna go grab another pair right over there. Oh no, they're right over here. Ta-da! I love watching lasers work. You guys remember the first time you ever got a laser? Do you remember that moment when you turned it on and your very first cut and you just sat there mesmerized by it? Come on, I can't be the only one. You guys saw it. You guys, you know it, right? All right. I think this comment here is going to sit up here for the rest of time because I don't know how to remove it. I do, but I have to scroll all the way up. Or I can change them. See? There we go. All right. xTool's like, what is with this guy? All the other webinar guys use one camera. And they just talk. This guy's nuts. He's like all over the place. All right, that's fine. xTool, it's fine. I'm doing my thing. Just bear with me here. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Not too shabby. The people are okay with it, right? You guys are okay with my like franticness. All right. Let me just take a moment here to breathe. So, all right. So, what are we talking about next? I gotta keep going here. We're gonna talk about finishing. So, how many of you guys struggle with finishing? Because that's actually really important when it comes to selling product. There's so many times that people come to me and they're like, I'm not selling any product. Other people are selling the exact same type of stuff or selling files of mine, because my files sell really well for people. And they're like, it's not selling for me. Can you help me? That's why I go and I have a look at their shop. And quite frankly, it's usually one of two things. And we're going to talk about both. First one is finishing. A lot of times it's poorly painted. It doesn't look professional. It looks not good. Like little glue coming out of it, and just poor finishing. You've got to spend the time. You have to invest in yourself and get better at finishing. You guys aren't going to go and buy something from a store, or if a contractor came to your house and he built you a deck and there were rough spots and rough cuts everywhere and it just looked like crap, you wouldn't pay. He would not be working. This is no different, guys. We have to make sure that we're able to finish our products in a professional way, but it doesn't have to be hard. All the stuff that I do is really fast. I finish stuff really quick, but you can look at the exact same file finished by two different people and you'll see a huge difference in the quality of the file. So if one looks like crap and one looks good, which one do you think is getting the sale? So it's not always about, oh, this doesn't sell in my market. That's a part of it, but if you have to make sure from your end that it looks great. You need to really take the time to learn how to finish things. It can't look messy. It needs to be just a nice, clean finish. And you got to practice at it. Take pride in your work. I mean, this is something you're expecting people to pay for. So practice your painting, practice your staining. If you glue, clean up the excess. If you're not masking, then sand your projects. A lot of people are like, I like the burnt look. Nobody likes the burnt look. Nobody wants the burnt look. Very few people, one person wants the burnt look. Everyone else wants a nice clean work. So just the facts. So, and also, guys, so many people don't finish the backs of their projects. So this is unfinished because this was just a sample. But for the most part, every project that leaves our studio here has finished backs. Finished backs. I know it seems like kind of redundant sometimes, but that's professional. That's the difference between something that looks great when the customer takes it in their hands and then they refer you to somebody else, because word of mouth still is the number one thing that'll get you jobs, especially in this business. So finish the backs. Next thing I want to touch on, because we're rolling here, because like, holy crap, I can't believe it's already been 35 minutes. Whew! I took on way too much. I need like 3 hours here. And you guys are all going to leave me. So it's fine. All right. So I want to talk about color choices. So this is a huge thing. As I said, I've been an artist and a commercial graphic designer for 25 years. Color's my jam. Like I'm really good at picking colors, always have been. I'm an artist. But it doesn't mean that that's just something that only I can be good at. Basically, to simplify it, contrast, guys. So a lot of times I'll see projects and people will take my files and they'll have a purple backer with the art or the text on it red. That doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You might like it, quite frankly, if you are, and that's what this webinar is about. It's about small and medium-sized businesses. You're looking to sell. So you have to remember, it doesn't matter what you like. It doesn't matter when it comes to that. I mean, it matters. That's harsh, but it matters more what the customer thinks. So if you like a red text on a purple backer or red on blue, that's good. Put it up in your house. Chances are it's not going to sell. What we're looking for is contrast, guys. Art that pops. So this is a drawing that I did of a horse, obviously. Very dark, nice backer. The art just pops. You look at that, anybody that's into horses, they want this. So that's just one of the many things that can help you up your game. So it just has to look professional. So you have to ask yourself, if you see your competition, is your stuff as nice as theirs? Does your stuff look as good as mine? Take a look at my photos. Take a look at my stuff that I sell. Is it as nice as mine? If not, the customer's going to buy from me or buy from your competitor. It's not hard. I could have you guys in my shop literally for an hour and teach you a bunch of different cool things. But you need to invest in yourself. And there's a lot of great, amazing resources on YouTube. You can learn to paint and stain and just do all kinds of different types of finishes. I actually, personally, and there's a market for people that do these really elaborate, cool, full-on art pieces. And they hand paint them, and there's a market for that, but you got to get paid. I stick with fast finish stuff. The quicker I get something done, the more money I can make. My files are created that way. All the finishing techniques that I do are done that way. And I mean, that's why you guys have seen, those who follow me, I created the system where it's literally just spray painting or staining pieces and putting them in like a puzzle. So I could have consistency through all the projects and finish quickly, and they look great. Instead of hand painting, I actually have, hold on, I have a little video here that I can show you. Like this. Spray paint it, spray paint the backer, top goes on, glue in, insert the pieces. Super easy. A lot of my files are like this. Super easy. Bam, look at that. Look at that professional finish. That looks amazing. And in person, it looks amazing too. It's actually right back there. You can't see. It's on there, one of them. So we've sold a bunch of those. We sold a bunch of those in product. I sold a bunch of those in files. But a lot of my designs are very similar to that. So how do I turn that off? There we go. Yeah, so I stick with things that are really fast finishes. That's just what I've done and what's worked for us. Because like I said, the faster I get something out, the more money we can make. So you know what? Let me show you. I've actually got a bunch of different things here to show you some of the fast finishes. And these are just some all different techniques, and they're super quick, super quick. This one here that I already showed you. The front is just maple with a tongue oil on it. So that's easy. But how do I do the back? I mean, looks pretty cool, right? Looks like it's got texture. It's just like a simple dry brush. So this was stained, and then I took a darker stain, like an ebony, and I literally dry brushed it on, and you can't mess it up. Because the more that you patina it, the more that you age it, the better it looks. So you can't mess it up. It's something that's unique for everyone, right? And these are all similar line art files. So I mean, these are the line art files. That's why I kind of picked these ones to show you guys different finishes from the same thing. This is essentially the same file, same type of art. Two completely different things that you can sell that would appeal to two completely different audiences. So the more things you learn, the more options you have to sell to people. This is literally the easiest thing ever. Spray paint the art white and the frame, take some sandpaper and scuff it up. It's aged. It's beached weathered. You can see all the aged weatheredness of it, if you want to call it that. But super quick. The back is literally an aqua stain that I just sanded. And the trick to making something look aged is taking the edges off with the sandpaper. And I use a little palm sander. It's great. Just take the edges off and you are rocking and rolling, and it just looks amazing. Because as things age in real life, in nature, those sharp edges would be gone. So you pull those off, it takes no time. I bang these out so quick. What else we got here? Obviously my favorite, I do a lot of spray paint, but smooth. I mean, everything is like smooth. There's no runs. There isn't a run in that. Like, and it's a simple process. And that's actually what I'm going to show you guys today is just a little bit of spray painting. We're going to go over to the paint booth here in a bit and show you a couple of tips and tricks. But that's the difference between something that's finished nice and that will sell and a finished back. Because, you know, finish the backs. Yeah, you hear the applause. All right. Just simple staining, guys. I mean, I decided to add some color. You can be creative. This could be done, literally be done 100 different ways. This same art. I could have painted this. I could have done a distressed look. I could stain it different ways. But the art pops, even still with the busy background. And this is a different example. Notice on every single one of these, the art pops. That's color selection. So we got that. And then we've got a burn look. You know, and I just use a little butane torch. I literally stain I actually don't stain these, I use a tung oil on the art and stain the back. This is just an ebony stain. And I take a butane torch and I just start burning. This one I actually, for dramatic effect, I burnt too much. It looks a little better when you're a little easy with it. This has too many burn marks on it, but this was a sample. That's why the back's not finished. It's not for sale. So anyways, those are some of those are 5 of my kind of go-to finishes. All super fast, super easy. I'm not spending tons of time doing these projects, guys. It's all about speed and getting it out. And that's how you make money. So, all right, where am I? All right, so I wanted to talk to you guys about, like I said, I'm all about fast finishes. So if you're not up to doing like stuff like that yet, and you want to keep it simple, but you still want something to sell, maybe you're just getting started. The number one seller for pretty much every laser business out there is ornaments. Christmas. Cha-ching. Cha-ching. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. And the faster you get these out, the more money you make. Personalized. More cha-ching. We'll talk about personalized right after this. I'm running out of time, but I'm not leaving you guys until I'm done what I have to talk about. So this actually finishes, I finished this, so I set up a stopwatch and I kept it going through all the processes of making this. So obviously there was drying time and stuff like that, but I don't count that because I'm working on something else. So how long do you think this takes to finish? Let's find out. You ready?
I need some music here. I don't want to deal with copyright, so I'm just making some music here while I finish this stuff. I'm doing some spray paint and a little stain and need some music here that doesn't get me in trouble with copyright. This might not rhyme, but now I'm gluing and making a little ornament. I need some music here. Hey, look how fast this is. I'm putting some clamps on and oh, look at me go gluing and stuffing stuff. Oh, here I go. I'm doing more stuff and making music for this little clip.
2 minutes and 34 seconds. 2 minutes and a finish back. 2 minutes and 34 seconds. That's how long it takes to finish. That's it. Again, it took hardly any time to dry because it's MTN 94 and stain dries quick. NTM 94 spray paint dries really fast. But again, I don't take that kind of time into account because I'm busy doing other things. Imagine if I had an order of like 30, 40 of these and I could just spray them all at once. I would still probably get 30 of these done in 30 minutes. I'd probably reduce it down to a minute a piece. If I could spray them all at once, let them all dry at once and set up just a production line. So I also don't take laser time into account. Some people take laser time into account when they price their jobs. You can't. So that might be a controversial opinion, but let me tell you why. You cannot take laser time into account. Because I've got big lasers. I've got every kind of laser. And people with fast, giant lasers can cut these super quick. So if you're charging for laser time and you have a smaller little laser that takes, I don't know, 10 minutes to cut that, well, I'm cutting that in probably under a minute. So I can't take laser time into account. You can't, especially because you're going to get undercut by people that have bigger, faster lasers. So don't take laser time into account. Take what you can get. Take what the market can sustain. That's what the price is. A typical ornament is $15 to $20. If it's $15, it's an extra $5 to engrave it. That's what we charge. So your market will be completely different from that, but that's how we roll. There's just too many variables when you take laser time into account. So what's next? So, all right, we're going to finish a project here. This one. You guys like this? This is my free file that I'm giving everybody today that's come to this webinar. So I'm going to post a link in the chat, and everybody gets one of these. And it is made for xTool because it is a large round, and you can't make big things like this on the smaller beds. So this is one of my dovetail systems, and yes, not a finished back because I just finished this today as a sample. And then they hold together like that. We've actually got all kinds of different things like that that go together. This is actually this giant thing. That's all spray paint, by the way, guys. That is the dovetail back as well. And this giant 3-foot trellis could be cut on your xTool. I have these files in my shop, by the way. The bird holds it together. This thing has been hanging on my wall. How long, Danielle? 2-3 years?
Couple years, yeah.
I mean, it's solid. It's not going nowhere. So, all right. Let me show you guys this file. We're going to go and we're going to spray paint it. And just to show you guys how fast we can do this. So you can see I've got a nice gradient spray. It's an easy file, but we got a gradient spray and then I'm backwards here, some nice green leaves and just some extra little gradient there. Super, super fast finish. You get a nice result like that. If I was redoing it, I was just messing around today and I actually did this middle part a different thing. I thought it would look good. I actually wanted to do like a gradient. I guess this was literally just a sample I was messing around with today. But I think I would just have it all one color. But I did like the different panels because it needs the panels. The middle panel, because they all fit on the smaller bed. So I didn't really like my color selection. But anyways, that's fine. Let's go finish it exactly how it is, just to give you guys a go. All right, let's go over to paint booth area. You guys still with me here? I'm going to answer questions and stuff and take any questions later. I know we're banging through stuff really quick here. And just rolling along. All right. So guys, I use, for the most part, MTN 94 spray paints. I love them. They dry fast. There's a million different colors. Oh, do you guys want to see my paint booth first? Oh, I have to show you my paint booth. It'll inspire you. Just for like a home paint booth, you're going to love it. How do I... Let's go back to this for a sec. You guys bored of me yet? Don't be bored of me. You got it. You can stay. Okay. We got it. We got it. All right. So, VI send. Well, that's not working. Let's try that again. There we go. All right. So this is my paint booth. It's an old Husky cabinet that I put 2 giant fans in the back, and it vents out the ceiling. You can see all my spray paints. They're on both sides. And these are the 2 fans under here, as you can see. So really cool. I can lift that up. I built a shelf that's a little extended and can lift it up and put it away. We got more paints on this side. So yeah, that's the camera showing everything. We got another, that was my first attempt. That was a bathroom fan and didn't work out. So there you go. All right. Let's get you guys back to the paint booth and start painting. Yes, I'm Canadian, so I order from graffitiboulevard.com. In the US, you buy the MTN 94 spray paints from sprayplanet.com. Okay, so we're going to start with the top. The top is black. So MTN 94 matte black. One thing I always do is I squirt a little bit off to the side first, because a lot of times if there's a clog in the nozzle, we don't want that on our artwork. So the idea behind a good spray job is being about 6 to 8 inches. You can even go a little bit more. We want to dust the paint on. I'm going to move some of these cans here. And you want to go right across past the edges of the artwork. The reason is if I stop here and I'm just going here, I'm going to have pooling all happen at the edges where I stop. So I want to go right past, so if there's any pooling, it's off the artwork. And we're just going to go all the way up or all the way down and then all the way back. We're just creating a nice dusting. So test. And I don't have my fan on right now. That's it. That is going to dry to be a perfect finish. So that's how fast that is. I'll take that to the drying rack. Now the fun part, the gradient spray. So we got some yellow. We're going to go from yellow, orange to the red. So give your cans a good shake. I'm going to start with the yellow, and I'm going to go right across. Now I'm going to add some orange. We'll test. See, that one didn't even work. Change the nozzle. I got a whole thing of nozzles. There we go. So on a gradient spray paint, I'm actually trying to hit it at an angle so that it kind of oversprays into the other paint. So I'm hitting it on a bit of an angle, and I'm just feathering it off the edge. Oh boy, I wish my my fans were on, but they're too loud. So that's it there. And then for the greens, we'll go with this one here. A little more vibrant. There we go. Just turn this. We'll do the leaves. Can add a couple little highlights of a different green just to add some dimension. We got a little mint green here. Let's add a little bit of that. And that is literally it, guys. That's how fast that was. So take that to the drying rack.
Someone asking about what nozzles do you purchase? Pink dot, blue dot.
I've got the white, the standard nozzles. I love using just the standard nozzles. I've tried them all. I just really prefer just the standard nozzles that come with the cans themselves, and I buy them by the bag, buy like 100 of them. So we'll go over to the stain table, and I will stain those other pieces, even though I've got paint on my hands. This is actually spray paint, guys. Pretty cool. Just using some different spray painting techniques. Super quick. Another fast finish. This, spray paint. All right, so we've got our 3 pieces here. I mean, everybody, I'm sure you guys know how to stain. So I'm probably gonna get paint on these because I'm trying to rip through here. So I'm gonna do the same thing as I did the other way. Let's put some rubber gloves on. Little handy dandy rubber gloves. I know this is for anybody that knows how to stain. I mean, this isn't exactly rocket science. So put it aside. Let's go with the golden oak on the tops and bottoms. The one thing I always like to do is I like to really get a lot of stain on there on things that are engraved, so I can push the stain into the engrave. It really makes the engrave pop. So that's in a normal piece, I would actually just run it all the way across, but something that's engraved, I do like to try to push the stain into the engrave. So basically, staining is super simple. Put it on with a nice cotton cloth, and then wipe off the excess. Super easy.
Your artwork you had there before you started, that's not for purchase yet, right?
The Blue Jay's coming out.
Not the other one, the metallic dad shop.
No, I did that as a exclusive file for Portrait Plus. It will be public in my shop eventually, but wipe off the excess. You get the point. Those are done. Set those to the side. We'll do this in espresso.
And the video on the technique, you have that posted?
For the
Metal-y look?
I don't, but I'm actually going to make more lives and more videos, and that's actually a great one to show because it is a beautiful piece, for sure. All right, you get the point. I actually picked the wrong color. I meant to go darker with that, but you get the idea. So that's it for there. But yeah, the metal, I've done a bunch of these. It's really simple, guys. It's just knowing what color tones to use, right? So I wanted like a rusty look. So I used some rust in there, some metallic silvers, and then just the way you spray to create rust. It's about nozzle control. That's the kind of more advanced in terms of like spray painting and stuff, but I am going to make some videos, or I'm actually working on a spray painting course, to be honest with you. But yeah, I am definitely going to do more to show people stuff like that. All right. What is next? All right, let's go back here. Are we back? We're back? You guys still with me? It's already been an hour. All right, we're gonna keep rolling here. Personalization. So I got so many things to talk about. Well, not everything that you guys do is going to be personalized, but if you're not offering personalized, then I think you're missing out on some great opportunities to sell personalized items. And personalization, it's not just about engraving names on products. It's about creating something unique and emotionally meaningful for your customers. It's whether it's a wedding gift or a Christmas ornament like this, or a personalized sign. Personalized items sell because they hold a higher emotional value for people. You know what I mean? So personalized products are also something that the big box stores don't have. So that's where we can separate ourselves. And they're also priced higher because they hold emotional value. So how do you price them to make sure you got a profit? Well, for us, we just start with a base price. Okay, it's $15 for an ornament. Add $5, $10, whatever you can do for personalization. So what are some types of personalized products you can use? It doesn't have to just be a name. It can be a quote, an image. Some quotes are personal people. It can be an image. It can be a logo. I mean, corporate stuff for logos, wedding stuff, birthdays, Christmas, Valentine's Days, pet stuff, you know, like personalized pet stuff, or just like home decor signs, like my moose, you know, like personalized, that's the name. You can also, personalization is great for like corporate gifts. Danielle and I did a massive orders for a bunch of big businesses for just cell stands that I designed. And it's like monogram cell stands. And corporations and businesses, they hate giving the Christmas time because they hate looking for what they have to give to all their clients and all their customers. They don't have time for it. So they're actually grateful to be able to just outsource it to somebody. And you make a fortune off these things. We sell the cell stands for $5 a piece, but they cost us nothing to make. So when I'm getting an order for 500 of them times 3-4 businesses, it makes a big difference. And they cut fast, they engrave fast, put the names on them, done. So, and people keep them because they're not going to get rid of it. Like the response that we've gotten from the cell stands from corporate stuff has been insane. Like people normally give like a pen set or like a hat, but something that has their client's name on it. They're not going to get rid of it. It's useful and it's got their name on it. They're not throwing it out. So it's just way better than a lot of the other gifts. So personalization, I don't want you guys to miss out on that option for like anything. And I mean, if you're doing vendor fairs and stuff, you can still do personalization. And that is with that machine right there. That machine right there will literally pay for itself by personalizing items at a vendor show. Either the F1 or the F1 Ultra. Absolutely game changer. It's also the fact that you can bring people to your booth. Imagine this thing set up. I've seen it. Set up. And it's engraving. People want to see what the heck, what's that? You just accomplished something that everybody else in the vendor market wants, which is to get people to their booth, to look at all their other stuff. The F1 Ultra actually gets you, or the F1 gets people to your booth just by actually having it running, because it's a cool thing. It creates that fascination in watching something like a laser work. Remember that, like I said, I told you guys earlier. Do you remember the first time you ran your laser? It just was like, wow, it was amazing. So that's what that creates to people that aren't in the industry, which is all your customers. So you know what? I got some ornaments here. They're great. You can actually just like, this says Merry Christmas on it. But if I took these to a vendor market and I wanted to engrave a name on it, let's go do it on the F1. So let's go set that up. All right, let's go do the screen share thing. I didn't mean to turn it off, actually. I accidentally turned it off. So let's make sure it's connected. It's restarting. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and take a picture. Put the lid down. There we go. So if I wanted to personalize this at a vendor show, and I just wanted my last name, for example, we'll use that nice little script text. Don't forget, I said make sure you weld it. And we're going to engrave it. So that's over here. And not using a rock coaster, so I'm just going to get rid of that. And I'm going to use my flat white engrave setting. Just setting the autofocus. Just going to adjust it a little bit here, guys. Sorry. The autofocus actually hit right there. I wanted to hit there. Run it again. Now imagine just doing this at a show. You're all set up. And people are going to pay for this, and they're going to see it. Oh. Yeah. I wasn't prepared. All right, one more time on the autofocus. Promise you when you're at a show, this goes much faster. You set up a jig. Mine's going to be crooked, as you can see, but I don't have time to adjust everything. Set up a little jig. You can just bang them in super quick, but we're just going real quick here, guys. So we're going to process that. Hit start. Let me change the camera angle so you guys can see. You can see on here, got the little Aspin there. We're going to hit go. That's it. Done. Super fast, right? That's money in the bank, guys. That is money. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Super quick. Personalization. It's the way to go. I don't know where to put my glasses. There they are. So that's actually why the F1 and the F1 Ultra are great tools to have. You can pre-cut stuff prior to your event and literally just like personalize it on the spot. And that drives sales of the product of your other products in your booth as well. So, and you can upsell custom work. So, I mean, having the machine running at your booth, it will bring people there, I promise you. So if you don't have an F1 or an F1 Ultra, I do think it's a really great investment for sure. It's a game changer. So what do we got next? All right. Selling your products. Okay. Selling your products. What time is it? 10:08. I'm way past my time. Okay. So you want to sell your laser cut products. Well, I told you that, guys, that there's 3 important things that I think go into every sale. The first is the quality of finishing. And I already talked to you about that. We discussed that quickly. We can have other webinars in the future where I show you some cool other techniques. But the second is photography. So good photography is so important, guys. You literally have a millisecond to make an impression as people are scrolling by. And if your product looks like crap, I actually have a YouTube video called Maybe Your Photos Are Crap. But anyways, if your product, the photo doesn't look good, like if you've taken a picture on your couch, it's not selling. It's not selling. So you got to take good photos. And it's something that we all kind of sometimes struggle with, but you got to work at it. So you know what? I'm going to call a friend on this one. You guys heard of Misa? BuyMisa.net? She is amazing at doing photography, and she does a lot of help with people. So I'm going to give her a call and bring her on, and she's going to talk to you guys for a moment, because photography is super important. I got this. Just wait. Let's call it.
Darryl, why are you calling me? Are you doing that? Hello, Darryl?
Hi. Yeah.
Aren't you in the middle of xTool thing? Why are you calling?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of the xTool webinar. I need you to explain to people some good photography. You're like the best photographer I know, like doing it on a budget, and like you have the best tips ever. So you want to hop on with me?
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, I just sent you a link.
Okay, awesome. Be right there.
Okay. She's the best. All right.
He's getting lots of love in the comments already.
Misa's amazing. You got to check her out. Buy Misa. All right, let me, oh, there she is. Okay. Wait for it. There. Hi, Misa.
Hi. Hey, friend.
I can't hear you.
Oh.
There we go. I can hear you. Can everybody hear both of us?
I hope so.
All right.
Hi.
If anybody can't hear Misa, let me know. Misa's like she's a premier file seller as well. Misa, tell them what you do.
Yeah. So back in 2020, I ran into Darryl Aspin on the interwebs and was an artist also, and he gave me one heck of a pep talk. And I also worked really hard and started selling laser ready files, and we have been working at it ever since. But I was a portrait photographer in another life and just had this big passion about really nice photos, and that carried into my small laser business. So now I'm a file designer, I'm a business to business educator, and I'm really passionate about photography. And I do all of the photography classes at the Next Level Laser Conference. So it's key. We got to
That's why I
do it.
brought you. That's why I
We
brought
got to
you.
do it.
That's
It's
why I
got to be
brought you.
good.
All right, I'm gonna right now. You probably can't see, but you're split screen with me right now. I'm gonna let you just take over for like a few minutes or whatever and do your
Yeah.
thing. So I'm already like way past my time, but people are still sticking around. We still got like 300 people in
Okay.
here. So I'm gonna.
Okay, let's do it.
There you go. You are solo.
Okay. All right, friends. So Darryl and I share this huge passion about why our photographs have to be good to be able to sell our photos. We're selling mostly e-commerce. We're on the internet. People are just looking at pictures and they're relying on those pictures to replace all of the sensations that they would get from physically picking up your product. And so if they can't get a good idea about what your product might feel like, what the quality might look like, or how big it might be, we're going to, one, have people continue to scroll past, or two, they're going to be disappointed and leave a bad review. So we all hate the Etsy. Like, I thought this would be bigger or a different size. We all hate those Etsy reviews. So we really can do so much to convey a lot of data through our photos. So my first tip to you guys, if you master anything or really work on one thing, let it be this. And it's going to be your lighting. Lighting make or breaks a good photo. And so my heart is in natural lighting next to a window if you can. It's better if it's a cloudy day or the sun is gone. It's not happening. So this lighting right here, this is not good photo lighting. Getting the sun right in my face. You're going to have harsh shadows. You're going to have highlights that are going to blow out your image. So you're really going to want more of a diffuse, pull some white shades, midday light to best light up your product. It's also great to have it coming in at an angle instead of right above or right in front. If it's right above or right in front, we're going to lose a lot of the dimension of the product. So having the light come in to the side is ideal because then you can still see the layers and the dimension, which is really important. So my tip, if you don't know when the best time to take your photos is in natural light, is to have a setup and take a photo every hour, just on a day that you're home anyway, cleaning or doing house stuff or running your laser. Just take a different photo every hour for like a good 6-hour window through the midday, right? So maybe like 10 to 4 or something. And if your photos are coming out too yellow, it's too early in the day. If your photos are coming out too blue, it's too late in the day. So you're looking for when your photo looks as close as it does to you in natural light in your own vision. If you have to use artificial light, do try to get some daylight bulbs or just find a light that says it's mimics sunlight. So you're looking at like 5,000 to I think 6,500 Kelvin is the color of natural light. And that will get rid of those yellow and blue tones that really kind of make an image fall flat. The second thing that I can really stress is I see a lot of people try to master a bunch of different props and stylings and layouts all at one time, and it's overwhelming and it's frustrating. So then they've decided, well, I'm just not good at taking pictures of my stuff, so I should just stop. What really worked for me, guys, at the very beginning was just mastering one photo, like flat lay, picture, setup, whatever you want to call it, um, for everything. At the beginning, I took all of my photos, all my ornaments, everything in the exact same way until I became so comfortable with it. Then I added a different prop, or I changed just something else about it. But I got so comfortable with that one setup. All my pictures look consistent. I know it could sound like, well, you're taking all your pictures all the same way. Isn't that kind of boring? But I tell you, early on, people would message me, they would comment on my photos. I could tell that was yours before I even looked at it. So it might feel dull and boring, but really the consistency is what in part builds brand trust. And so when people can look at your photos and there's a cohesive feel throughout all of your images, whether that's your lighting, your styling, how you're editing them, if you are after you take them, all of that is going to add to, okay, I can tell this shop is legit. I can tell they're not going to take my money and run. They've put some effort into giving me this really cohesive look, and I'm going to stay longer on their website or on their Etsy. Another, I think, I'm just rambling through so many good ones. I love there's so many different ways that you can really up your game. So another one that I could say, it kind of goes along with Darryl talking about knowing your laser settings, is to know your phone settings. Did you know that you can go into your camera on your phone, and I take 99% of my photos on my cell phone. You can go into your settings into your camera and you can make some adjustments that, again, they don't seem like groundbreaking things, but when you're taking a series of photos, they literally save you seconds and then minutes and then halves of an hour during a photo shoot. So the things that I love in my photo settings are, I love having the grid turned on when I take a photo, because then I can tell when something's in the middle. I can tell when things are straight. I've got an iPhone, so it also has like a level, so I can tell when something is level, which is great. And I love the preserve settings feature. And so what that does is that every time I put my phone down to like swap out a product to take my next picture, and my phone goes into sleep mode, I pick it up and I'm like, okay, now I got to put it back on portrait. I gotta zoom it in 1.25 times. I gotta change this. I gotta change this. But when I have preserve settings on, my phone literally is exactly how I left it each time. And so I can alter things, put down my phone, it's good, take a picture, and it saves me time at the end of the day, right? That I could be spending on other money making activities or with my family. So I know it seems little, but that's one of my favorite little tips there for your photos. And I think another really good one is to make sure you're leaving enough room when you're taking your photo. So we want to get it perfectly framed on our phone to just make it look exactly like how we want the final image to look. But I tell you what, so many times I have done that and I've just been tilted the wrong direction. And then when I have to go in and edit the photo afterward, I got to and then there's not enough room and I have to retake the picture. And I've always taken down the entire setup, and it's terrible for workflow and efficiency. So what I end up doing is taking the picture with lots of breathing room on the side. Maybe that includes my messy table or my cat. But then I crop it in exactly how I want it. And that also gives you more room to adjust the angle and allow you to have different size formats for different e-commerce platforms. So maybe you need a square for Instagram or a 3x4 for Etsy. So being able to crop it and alter it after the fact allows you a lot more versatility later. So I don't know if I have time for any more. How we're doing. Might need a thumbs up or thumbs down from Darryl. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Okay. So I think maybe the last thing I'll say is that your cover photo, especially if you're like, let's say you're on Etsy or if you're on Instagram, that first photo in your carousel, before you kind of flip through the next 10 photos, that photo has to be your hero shot, right? Like that has to be the photo that stops people in their tracks and keeps them from scrolling. So if you've got the best photo you took in that series, make that the first one. And also it's got to be the main event. And so we don't need a bunch of cluttered props detracting from your item. It's nice to have a little sprig of greenery here or some relevant tchotchkes around. That's great, but don't get hung up on it. Really, that first photo, people need to be able to look at and be like, wow, okay, I'm interested in that. And then they can get more information about the item as they scroll by. But make sure that that first item, they know exactly what they're getting. They know exactly what it is, and they'll take pause. And I guess my last thing is, if you are using Photo Room and you are using AI, please, for the love of anything, use enough different backgrounds so that you get rid of the garbled pine cone or weird distorted kind of things that AI can do. And so, I mean, I think it's nice to have these tools and platforms to help you with your photos, especially if you don't have the time or the light. But they're not as easy and helpful if we're not paying attention to these little things they can do, like putting shadows in all kinds of different directions. Like, okay, in my product, the shadow's going here, and then in the surrounding, the shadows are going this way. So the average customer won't really be able to pick up on why the image doesn't sit right, but we are survival animals. If something just doesn't feel right in a picture, we're just going to get an ick feeling and keep scrolling. So don't fall victim to the AI ick feeling, and just make sure you're paying attention to those little details so that people stay on your photos and add to cart. So I think that about wraps up what I had on the fly.
All right. Pretty good for on the fly there, Misa.
Welcome to another frantic maker.
I definitely called the right friend.
All right, friend. Well, good luck with the rest.
Thank you, Misa.
And yeah, I'll be hanging out in the comments too. So if anybody has any questions, pop them down below.
Well, go check out bymisa.net. You can see her photography there. Also, all her files and stuff are there. So she's an amazing artist and an amazing friend, and one of my closest friends in this whole community. So I love you, Misa. Thank you so much.
Okay, you rock. Bye.
Bye. Sup? How'd that go? See? Call the right friends. They know. Ask a friend. It's good. That's another thing too. I just want to point out, totally on the cuff. Ask your friends to share your posts. For sure. I mean, that's how you can grow your business as well. It costs them nothing. So share your posts to that. So, all right. I got to move this along. We are at 10:30 now. I am like 90 minutes in now. I'm 90 minutes in. I'm supposed to be an hour. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm going to try to wrap this up as quick as I can. I'm just excited. I have so much stuff to share with you guys. So you got your photos. They're on point. Misa helped you there. You're finishing. You're working on it. You're going to invest in yourself. You're going to start creating really cool stuff that looks great. Like all this stuff that I've got here. Oh, also, you can finish things different ways. So if you have, look at that. Same file, guys. That will appeal to two totally different types of people. Some people are going to want color. Some people are going to want wood. But there's different ways to finish things that appeal to different people. So, all right. Photos done, finishing done. What's the other third? What's the third thing? Your listing, how you write. I think the photos are definitely number one. Finishing, photos, by far number one. But some of us can't write. So what do you do? I'm going to show you guys a quick tip. I was going to go deeper into this, but we're really running out of time. So, ChatGPT. Start using AI as your friend. It actually really works great. So let me just share my MacBook screen here. So we've got ChatGPT open here. So I can add a photo. And let's just go with this dog photo here. And I'm going to type, write me an Etsy listing ad copy for this key hanger featuring a dog in a window. The way you prompt it will determine how it gives it to you, how it feeds it back to you. And you will have to make little revisions, but make it whimsical and fun. So if that was your brand, you're kind of more whimsical. Here we go. Tired of the daily where are my keys scavenger hunt? Let's get this loyal pup keep the watch. Our handcrafted dog in the window key hanger is a perfect mix of charming and practical, featuring a sweet silhouette of pup gazing longingly out a dreamy arched window under the moonlight. This piece is laser cut with love and layered with care. It's part of a key holder, part of home decor, and 100% tail wagging adorable. Gives you the size, etc., etc., etc. So if I say, okay, write it in a more professional way, if that's what you prefer. Certainly here. Add a touch of charm and functionality to your home with this beautiful handcrafted dog in the window hanger. Designed with pet lovers in mind, this wall-mounted piece features a blah, 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 blah. You get the point. So basically, you can use ChatGPT to help write your listings. You might have to do a couple edits and stuff, but it really does help a lot. It's a really cool feature. And I use that a lot. So I enjoy writing, but ChatGPT can really help, especially with that. And as you saw, I was able to just upload a photo. Sometimes you could literally upload a photo and just say, write me a listing for this, like an ad listing. It actually knows what the photo is, and it'll pick out parts of that. But the more that you prompt it, the more information you give it, the better the results will be. All right, moving along, because I am so sorry, guys. I didn't mean to keep you guys this late. Where do you sell? You sell on Etsy, Amazon Homemade, Facebook Marketplace. One of the best places that we were able to sell is Facebook buy and sell groups, like mom groups. Every single community out there has a local Facebook buy and sell group. I've heard some don't allow posts like that, but most of them do. Ours does, and we've gotten so many sales out of our Facebook buy and sell groups, and Danielle from her mom group. So TikTok shop, vendor markets, local retail stores. You can, friends, word of mouth. You can partner with local businesses like real estate agents or florists or coffee shops. We have a shop in town that does consignment on products. So you have to be able to go and talk to people. You are an entrepreneur. So we have to wear all kinds of different hats, guys. And if you want to sell, you got to put yourself out there. You can't just rely on posting online and hoping things come together. You have to get out there, get into the local community, go to vendor fairs, go meet local businesses, talk to people. The worst thing they're going to say is no. And there's nothing wrong with somebody saying no. I know I deal with anxiety as well. And somebody saying no, they're like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. I'm not a people person. But if I told you that you are 99 no's away from a yes that could change your life or really just skyrocket your business, you would rush to go everywhere to get all those no's happily. If you knew that the 100th yes was a yes, that would literally change your business and your future. So that's how you got to look at it. Take your 99 no's. And quite frankly, they're not no's. You go to these shops, they're all very friendly. I've never had a bad interaction. You go in, they talk to you, and even if they're not willing to do it, they're like, hey, I know Jim up the street. He actually likes doing consignment stuff. And consignment stuff, that's a deal you work out with them. But they might say, oh, you know what? Oh my God, my aunt is a realtor. She would love to do something like this. So there's just talking to people. I gotta turn this machine off. Talking to people just can change your business. You have to get yourself out there to do that. So yeah, I gotta kind of wrap up here real quick here. What else? How do you stand out? You provide excellent products, show them with great photos and videos, provide amazing customer service, respond to all your customers quickly, because word of mouth is still the best advertising around. You got to go above and beyond. You know what? You can provide little notes or small gifts just to build loyalty. You can touch base a little later on with some branding and marketing for them, and just to keep in touch. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, what goes into selling. Again, we can go much deeper, but we're on a timeline. So what do you sell? What are you passionate about? What do you enjoy making? Start there, refine it, and find your audience. Try to look for trends. So my files actually are known for great sellers for people, but they don't sell in every market because every market's differently. But they're nicely designed files. They're finished nice. And I mean, I'm a professional artist, so the product looks good. But how do you find trends? How do I find trends in order to know that my files are going to sell well for people? I look at Pinterest. And I don't copy. I don't steal ideas. But Pinterest is really good at featuring what's trending right now. And I get creative from there, and I make my own stuff. There's also an app called Everbee. Essentially, it's an app. It's called Everbee. It's an app that shows Etsy analytics on listings. And I was going to show you a screen share of it, but we're running out of time. You know what? I'll show you anyways, because why not? I'll just show you quick. So let's go to back to my laptop here, or my computer screen. Let's go to Etsy. Oops, that's not how you spell it. All right, so Everbee. This is a cool little app. I have it installed here, and essentially I can click on any listing and it will bring up its sales, total sales over when it was posted, how many views it has, and how many people have favorited it. So you can go through. I'm not going to. I was going to go through and show you guys like specific categories like home decor and stuff like that, but you get the point. Everbee, look for things that sell. So basically, did I switch over? Yeah. I use Everbee, and it tells me what's selling. What are people actually buying? So I can then take that and say, okay, well, in this genre, I'm actually able to create something cool and unique. That's my own, something creative from there. But knowing that in that genre, people are interested and it's actually selling. So that's a great little tool that you can use. Is it the end all be all? Absolutely not. It takes a lot more testing in order to really.
I need some music here. I don't want to deal with copyright.
Okay. Again, it's the Stream Deck thing. You know, I'm working here. We already did that. I need some music here. It's a great video. You got to admit, I made that. I made a song and everything for it. So yeah, I can create something unique from the research that I've done. And we actually take some of the files that I make, create products, and we sell them locally before I even release them to see if there's interest. So that's another way that I kind of am able to gauge customer interest in what's going to sell in terms of files. But every market's different, and I can't tell you guys what to sell, but the best way is just to pick a few items that you love and you love creating and gauge customer interest. And maybe you want to keep your shop more general, or maybe you want to niche down, but there's so many different types of products. And the truth of the matter is that nobody can actually tell you what will sell well in your market. That's up to you to do the research and find different items to sell. And quite frankly, that's the fun of being an entrepreneur. We're entrepreneurs. That's basically it. So do the research, test your market, find what sells well there. And that's it. You're going to have to put the work into your business. Being an entrepreneur is literally the hardest thing you can do. Literally the hardest thing. It requires you to wear so many different hats, as you guys know, and a lot of hours, ups and downs. But honestly, it's also the most rewarding experience you can ever have. So I'll leave it there. Danielle says leave it there. So, all right, let's just touch base on some marketing and branding. Then I'm done. Then I'm out. I'm sorry for the very, very long live. I'll have to do a part two. I'm rambling here. So, all right, let's talk about one of the most important parts of running a laser business that a lot of people actually avoid: marketing and branding. So, what is branding? Branding is more than just your logo or some pretty colors. It's a vibe. It's what people feel when they see your products or your posts or your packaging. And in our case, as small business owners, your brand is you. And in my case, you have to tell a story. It's you. You have to put yourself out there. Tell your story. What are you about? In my case, I dress up in silly costumes. I make silly jokes, make skits, post them on social media, makes people laugh, gets attention. But you don't have to do that. Like, let's see. Here. This is me. These are the kind of things I do. I dress up in stupid costumes. I do silly, stupid things. But, no, not that. Goodness gracious. How do we turn that off? Oh, we're working here. We're working here. You don't have to be on camera. I like it. I actually really enjoy the process of creating reels and social media stuff, but that's not for everyone. But your branding should help people develop some sort of personal connection with you. So you need to tell your story. And if people can identify you with you, they're going to be more inclined to buy something from you. Marketing is literally just storytelling. Tell your story. I can't stress that enough. Show your messy shop. Show your fails. Show your successes. People want to identify. We're a small business. It's a crafting business. So you want to connect with them on a personal level. We're not Walmart. We're not Target. There is something to be said about people wanting to buy from someone that they can relate to or someone that they know a bit about. And that's where the magic in the craft business happens, is finding your brand, because that's where it all stems from and will increase sales. People will want to support you, but you don't have to be on screen like me. There's other options out there. Literally, like I said, the laser moving. Start off with a reel or a little video of the laser, and then you assembling, and then you painting or whatever, just your hands. Just share your process. Share what the shop looks like. Share little pictures of projects that are on their way out the door. But people love seeing the process. They love seeing the laser work. So you don't have to be on screen. You could do like a time-lapse video, like laser cutting, spray painting, and engraving. You could just like do before and afters, behind the scenes, your setups. You could do little videos of you using your coasters in a place, or your coasters or whatever, or cutting boards, or whatever product you're selling, or hanging a sign on a door. Little playful videos like that. So yeah, don't want to go too far into this again, because marketing is literally, I could talk about this for an hour, because I come from a marketing background actually. I was a youngest creative director for an advertising agency. So that helped refine my skills as well. But it really is truly just about telling a story, and your story, getting people to know who you are. So that's it, guys. I'm going to wrap it up there. Like I said, there's a lot more that you could talk about. What I want to do, we have to, hold on. Again, if you're interested in like an F1 or an F1 Ultra, this is a great deal. It's $150 off right now, or $200 off. So if you want to use my link, Danielle, can you post my link there? She'll post it in the comments. I am an xTool affiliate. And so if you use my link, I do get a small little percentage of that. And if anybody knows me from my communities, all my affiliate link stuff goes right back to the community. So I do appreciate it. And we do help a lot of people. We get lasers for people. We help people. We even pay for people's groceries and stuff. So yeah, xTool really is a great company. I'm thoroughly impressed by them. I don't put my name behind a company that I don't believe in. When I started seeing what they were coming out with, they are innovative. They are exceptional at what they do, and they come out with some really cool products. Like some of the things that these machines can do are way above and beyond what some of the other, like the P2. I actually think it's the best desktop laser on the market in that price range. It's not even close. And a lot of people in my community agree. They've bought the P2. They have the P2S now. It's absolutely great machine. The F1 and the F1 Ultra, game changers, especially if you're taking them to vendor fairs or even if it's in your shop. It really is a great investment that pays for itself. And like I said, just having people watch that machine will draw them to you. It gives you more content as well, right? So if you're interested, click on my link and buy an xTool, and that's it. So the other last thing I wanted to talk about was a really cool program that xTool has. It's called the xTool Squad. And basically what that is it's a bunch of people, makers and crafters and people who actually use the machines that open their doors to allow you to go and test machines before you buy them, and just give you helpful information and stuff like that. So if you are interested in looking at that, look up the xTool Squad, because xTool is always trying to just do something different and be part of the community. They really do. I'm in touch with them a lot. They really are trying to build community. They're trying to be part of the maker community and not just sell lasers. They want to actually help people. That's what this whole webinar series is from them. Of course, they are a company that wants to sell lasers, but a lot of companies don't do stuff like this where they want to actually give back and help. So that deserves one of these. xTool, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Anybody have any last questions? I know I haven't had a lot of time to monitor the comments. Oh, my free file. Yes, I'm so sorry. The free file. Let me post the link for that right now in the chat. So it's a little sign up form. And not only is it a free file, but so you'll get this file, and it is optimized for xTool, where you can make bigger things on smaller lasers. It's not only just a free file. You're going to get a code in the email that's sent to you that has 25% off all files in my shop, exclusive to this webinar only. And that will only last, I'll leave it up for, let's call it 48 hours. I'm pretty bad at learning how to take things down. It's like my mystery file that I have right now that's like going gangbusters. Everybody, I posted a mystery file that gave back to the community, all proceeds, and people are absolutely loving it, and it's going crazy. I was supposed to take it down yesterday, but it's still up. So actually, if you want the mystery file before I take it down, it's on my website, thatlaserdude.com. It's 12 files for $10, and everyone's really loving them. So you can check that out too. And it all goes to giving back to the community as well. So thank you guys. I appreciate you guys sticking it out with me here for an hour and 45 minutes. I know I went way past. I apologize, xTool. I hope you guys have me back, because I'd like to do some more demonstrations and live demos of stuff around the shop and showing different things. So that's it. Go buy an xTool. You won't regret it. All right. Maria's interested in xTool. Maria, if you would use my link, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. Anybody else? Thank you so much, guys. There's so many comments. I got the file. You guys got the file. Oh, the file. How do I post it? I didn't post my link. Wait. I can't post comments here. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm going to post this on that Laser Dude page under the live. No, that Laser Dude page. Here we go. There it is. Should pop up. It did pop up there. Do you see it? Right there. Hopefully you guys see it. I don't know if I can pin it to the top. Oh, I can. Pin comment. Okay. There it is. Go grab the free file, guys, and a 25% discount to my shop. Go buy an xTool, and if you do, please use my link and use these amazing codes. So those are great deals. That's it. I'll also, you know what? I'll post a link on my That Laser Dude page as well for anybody that, because I'm only able to comment on my thing, and I know this is running on xTool's page and everything. So go to That Laser Dude page, and I'll just post the link there as well as its own post. I'll do that right now, as soon as I hop off. Thank you guys so much. Mwah.